Our next guest is working hard to bring a smarter home enabled by cloud technology, and they're doing just that. He's the CEO of Shaspa Research in a partnership with IBM Research. It's Oliver Goh. Hey, Oliver, how are you? We're glad to have you with us on the program. Thanks for spending a few minutes.
Thank you for having us.
You have some pretty cool stuff, an ideal smart home you have a concept for. Tell me about that.
I'm not sure if we have a concept for smart homes, but I think we have an approach to it.
Okay.
It's basically, a lot of times when people talk about smart homes, they talk about technologies, they talk about sensor protocols, they talk about technology. But at the end of the day, a smart home shouldn't be smarter than we are. Or maybe
that's a good point.
Maybe it should at times when we're not doing what we should be doing. But basically what we think is that we, with the device that we've created, we want to leave it up to the consumer to pick the level of smartness that they want, and in a way that they really get a value add to that.
And I guess in that same vein, not only the level of smartness for their home, but just what all do they really want to control or have control over? Right?
Yeah, they maybe not want to be controlled, which would be the opposite. But at the end of the day, sometimes people would just simply want a smart garage, that when they drive towards the house, the phone, which has a GPS sensor, tells them, oh, by the way, I'm coming home. Please open the door for me.
So instead of actually having to maybe program something, or whether it's time, because who knows if you're on time or whatever, or dial up some digits to turn on the lights or bring the air conditioning down to a more comfortable level, GPS technology will tell your home you're getting closer to these things.
Or the other way around.
Yeah.
I'm leaving my home. I sit in the car. I forgot to lock the door. Well, the door will lock itself.
Sure. I like that.
And basically, the same applies to offices. If you have your phone, you go for lunch, and your agenda says, I'm not coming back to the office should know and say, okay, I'm staying away. And that's smart technology. And basically, in order to do this kind of smart technology, we want to be able to support as many, and I have to be technical, sorry.
No problem.
Protocols.
Sure.
That basically when you go into a store and you see that fancy thermostat, you might like it for whatever reason, for the form factor, for the color, for the price.
Yeah.
Then you might want to buy that, plug it in at home, and to communicate with the rest of your home. You don't have to worry about that gateway where you say, okay, the gateway doesn't support that protocol, so I can't have the device I want. That's not smart.
That's true. Now, is this all part of cloud technology for the home?
Right. So basically, what we've done, we've enabled the home, we've enabled the consumer to pick the devices of choice, and then we've extended that where we have a little device. I brought a little sample of that, and that sample the product will allow you then to either keep it in your home, or to add service to it, to publish that information onto the cloud. And that's what we're working together with IBM, where pretty much the back-end technology will even enhance the experience more. Take it into independent living. So maybe where you go in and say, okay, I'm getting older as it is, and maybe I want the gadget to look after me. Maybe I wanted to talk to my watch and maybe look at my blood pressure, or maybe look at my body temperature and things like that.
Sure.
Feed it back.
And make feedback or adjustments.
Absolutely.
Or all these kinds of things available based on that information.
Yes, or maybe the device, I'm getting older and I start to forget things, and then the device remembers I normally stay in the bathtub 8 to 10 minutes, and now it detects, it's been in there for 14 minutes. That's not normal. He's never done that before.
Yeah. Is everything okay?
He might want to call the neighbors and say, can you check on him if he's okay, or maybe even take it further and call some support there.
Now, I noticed that the device we were just showing on the video, for those listening on the radio, come check out the video of all of our CES Week's interviews, all 3 weeks, says Shaspa Bridge.
Right.
So this is something that kind of helps our smart home, I guess, to be smarter, but more importantly, to connect various things, to communicate with each other.
People, and that's what Shaspa is all about. Shaspa stands for shared spaces. So basically what we believe in, creating a platform, a service environment that allows you to build applications on that. And when I mean build application, I don't mean to do some serious coding. To pretty much drag objects back and forth to do something.
So it's actually stuff that us consumers can do. We don't have to be engineers to accomplish this. We're dragging and dropping. We want this to happen then and where and what and how.
Absolutely. If if we want to do something different, we have to bring it down. We have to reduce the complexity of things to a max. We have to do it in a way, and I like to call it the grandma story. If I can give this to grandma for Christmas, she can plug it into the wall, have it talk to her wristwatch, and maybe talk to her alarm clock or her doctors or whatever, her pill box. And she doesn't have to read a manual, things like that. Then we did a good job.
Yeah, and if it's that easy that grandma can do it, then there's a pretty good chance that the rest of us consuming population can make these things happen as well. And we've come such a long way with smart homes, more than just dimming lights or closing blinds.
Or turn up the stereo, turn down the stereo.
Yeah.
That's not
That's
smart.
nothing now. That's a piece of cake.
Peanuts. We've done that 10 years ago.
Yes.
But just imagine if you take it a step further and you create a social energy meter. Just imagine if I go to the gym and I sign up for a year's contract, every now and then I tend not to go. Just imagine the two of us signing up for a contract.
Yeah.
Then you have peer pressure.
Yeah, of course.
And let's say we play an energy game. Let's say we all have one of these devices and we do a ranking, and whoever wins on that game gets treated for lunch or for dinner.
Yeah, sure. Or the next
incentive.
round of beers, whatever it takes.
I didn't want to go there, but you're right.
Let's get real.
Or just imagine, just another simple example to get back to that social energy meter.
Yeah.
In where I come from, we use oil for heating for the house. Just imagine I have one of those. I monitor my oil level, and I tell the device if I'm at 10-15%, go out on the web and find the best deal for buying the oil.
So not just order it, but go actually find the best deal right now, because those things fluctuate.
And now let's say I need 5,000 liters and you have one of the devices and we just happen to be neighbors.
Yeah.
And let's just open a group in Facebook, have the device in a closed group, publish our information.
Save money by volume as well.
Absolutely, and the device is paid for.
Love
purchase, the device paid for.
See, being from Miami, I can't relate to needing oil to heat the house. I just want to air condition the house all the time.
Chlorine for your pool.
Oh, there you go. A good way to relate. I'm loving that. And, of course, are we around the corner and just slightly into tomorrow for these kinds of things to happen, or are they happening now?
I only told you half the story.
Oh, well, I wish we had more time for the other half.
I saw that minute sign.
Yes.
But basically, we also have a 3D engine built in, so theoretically you could use Second Life or other things to control it in with your avatar.
Whoa.
And again, people will probably look at me in a weird way.
Yeah. But say, it's happening.
The guy's nuts.
I love it. You want to learn more? Because I certainly do. Visit their website at Shaspa.com. It's SHASPA.com. We'll get you there. Just hit us up at intotomorrow.com and look for the interview with Oliver from Shaspa Research. Keep up the good work. Very cool things coming down the pike and already available. We want to learn more. We'll get you back on for the other half of the story.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dave.
Our pleasure. Thank you. Back with more from Las Vegas. This is the Showstoppers press event as Into Tomorrow's coverage of the International Consumer Electronics Show continues.